She knew the nights you lay awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if you'd ever be enough. The mornings you dragged yourself out of bed, fighting a voice that whispered you'd never make it. The moments you stood in front of the mirror and couldn't recognize the person staring back. She knew the doubts that clawed at you, the dreams you buried because they felt too big, the times you smiled for the word while your soul was crumbling inside. And still, she let it happen. Not because she wanted you to break. She knew those cracks would let the light in. She knew you'd find the strength you didn't even know you had. See, your spirit knew. She knew you needed the losses, the chances you didn't take, the risks that didn't pay off. The people who told you no, the ones who said your ideas were too wild, your heart too soft, your vision too far out of reach. She knew those voices weren't your compass. They were your fuel. She heard the lies you told yourself, saw the fears you hid behind, felt the sting of every time you thought you'd failed. And even though it shook you, even though you wondered why she wasn't stepping in, she was. She was shielding you from a smaller life. Because what you called failure, she called foundation. See, your spirit knew. She knew you needed to fight. The days you wanted to quit but didn't. The hours you spent doubting only to keep going anyway. The rejections that bruised you. The plans that fell apart. She knew that every door opened wide, you'd never learn how to kick one down. That if you never stumbled, you wouldn't know the power in standing tall. So she let you wrestle. She let you question. And even when you cursed the silence, wondering why she wasn't answering, she was. She was teaching you grit. She was teaching you fire, trust. She was forging a version of you that wouldn't just dream, but demand. See, your spirit knew. She knew you needed this moment, right here, right now. This is your reminder that you've been carrying more than most could. That even when you felt invisible, you kept showing up. That even when the world turned its back, you turned toward yourself. And maybe no one said it lately, so let me be the one. I see you. I see the way you fight through the fog. I see the courage it takes to keep believing when the odds are stacked against you. I see the quiet power in every step you take. And I need you to know you're doing it better than you think. Your spirit knew. She knew you needed to hear this because maybe you've been tearing yourself apart, right? Maybe you've been counting your scars instead of your strides. Maybe you've been holding on to guilt that was never yours to carry. But hear me now. You are enough. Right here, right now. Take that in. Let it settle deep. You are enough. And now it's time to thank yourself. Thank yourself for pushing through the days you wanted to disappear, right? For dreaming when the world laughed. For holding on when everything said, let go. For betting on yourself when no one else would. For getting back up when your knees were bruised. For daring to hope when hope felt foolish. For every time you chose to try again, now look at yourself. Really look. See, the person who's carried you this far, the one who's weathered every storm, every doubt, every fall. Look at that warrior. Look who never gave up on you and say thank you. See, your spirit knew. She didn't just think you'd survive, right? She knew you'd soar. And now it's time to claim what's yours because you're worthy of it, because you fought for it, because you are it. And your spirit knew one day that you would finally see it too. God is always with you. Love y'all. Peace.